Right, here's the thing. This cupboard is pretty high up. It's also very deep, so we tend to just dump stuff in there. Also, my husband does most of the baking, so this is mainly his domain, and I love the man, but if cleanliness is next to godliness, then God is over here and my husband way over there. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura and I help you live a simpler, happier, more spacious life. And here's the deal. I have suffered from chronic illness for many years now, the better part of a decade. And this past year in particular, I have been really trying my hardest to get to the root of whatever the issue is. And one of the ways that I'm doing that is by improving my diet. And listen, you know you're getting old when you get excited about pots and pans. I actually asked my husband for a set of pots and pans for my birthday. I had my eye on a particular set. He bought them for me. I have loved them. And then the brand Caraway actually reached out to me recently and offered me their bakeware set. These are the kind of things I get excited about these days. There is a discount code in the description for you, but I am so excited for these. These are too nice to go into a messy, dirty cupboard. Okay, let's go. Step one is to clear a space because let's face it, things get worse before they get better. You need to be able to spread the mess around a bit and fully clear out the cupboard or closet or whatever you're focusing on. You also need to gather supplies. So for me, this was a stepladder so that I could reach everything, but also bins and things for separating or discarding what won't be going back. Cleaning supplies too, because there's no point putting all of your stuff back into a dirty space. Dust and dirt ain't cute. I am always amazed and horrified by how much stuff can come out of a seemingly small space. Okay, so step whatever we're on now is to go through all of this stuff and declutter what I don't need. I'm going to categorize everything, putting like with like, so that when I clean out this cupboard and put everything back, it will be with it's made, you know, everything will be categorized, very easy to find. One thing that's really important to consider when you are tidying up or organizing a space is to figure out what are the obstacles that you constantly run into and how could you fix those or at least make them that little bit better. Like I said, one of the biggest things for me is that this cupboard is not only high up, but it's quite deep. So we end up just throwing stuff in there and it all gets lost at the back. So one of the ways that I'm going to try overcome that is by putting the things that we use the least often on the top shelf and at the back, and saving that prime real estate for the stuff that I actually use on a regular basis. Also, because we have a lot of small fiddly things, those tend to be awkward and they tend to spread out and make a mess. So I'm going to use smaller containers to corral all of those and keep them together. That should keep the space looking nice and neat and make it easier to grab what I need when I need it, which in turn hopefully will make it much less likely that I will run out and buy, you know, pre-packaged baked goods, muffins, etc., which are generally much higher in sugar. Now the next step isn't strictly necessary, but I'm doing it for 3 reasons. The step is to actually bake something. Reason number 1, natural decluttering. If I use up some of this stuff now, I'm saving even more space. Reason number 2, I'm hungry. And reason number 3, I actually want to use my Caraway bakeware. Never thought I'd be excited about baking, but because I am making efforts to improve my health, I have been looking at not just the foods that I'm eating, but what I am using to prepare those foods. And hold please, stuff like this isn't cutting it for me anymore. I do use foil and parchment paper and all that sort of stuff, but number 1, wasteful, and number 2, just hassle. Caraway, on the other hand, 100% non-toxic, which is great because I don't know if you've ever had that situation where you buy something non-stick, but then it starts to flake off and it's toxic and then you're eating bits of it. No. But it's also ceramic coated, which means it is naturally non-stick. No more wasteful papers and foils and things, no more grubby pans. Nope, Caraway have sorted me out. They sent me their complete baking set, which comes with a medium baking sheet. I'm going to be using that today. It comes with a large half baking sheet with a cooling rack. Also a rectangular pan. It comes with a 12-cup muffin pan, which I'm also going to be using today. A 9-inch square pan, a 1-pound loaf pan, and 2 round cake pans. Caraway will also send you cork trivets because they're lovely, and you will get the storage solution, which honestly one of the best things about them. No more piles of pans and you're trying to get the one out of the bottom and everything else topples over. Ugh, no, these are all upright. You can see them, you can quickly grab them. It's wonderful. Honestly, they're very fancy. You also get your little booklet, tells you how to take care of everything, how to wash it so that it lasts. But you don't even have to buy the complete set. You can just buy it in bits and bobs. Use my discount code in the description. Anyway, less talking because my belly wants me to get baking. I'm a huge fan of natural decluttering, which is all about using things up. It's kind of like letting things go through their natural life cycle. This is particularly great for food and toiletries and other consumables, but it's also about being mindful of getting the most out of items, you know, not supplementing them or replacing them unnecessarily, but instead making a conscious effort to use what you have on hand and use it well. Okay, before we look at the final result, oh, it's looking so good. I had 3 tests for the Caraway pan, so let's see how they did. Test number 1 was whether or not the stuff would stick to it. Sticking is always a problem. These, none. So when they say non-stick, they mean non-stick. Test number 2 then was to see how well they cleaned. It's brand new. It was so easy to clean with the regular pan. I just used water. It all wiped off. This I did use a little bit of dish soap just because there was some grease in there. But I mean, brand new. And I know it's very easy to say, well, yeah, you've only used them once, but I have had their pots and pans for 3.5 months now. I have used them very regularly ever since and can confirm also, despite multiple washings, brand new looking. Now obviously you have to hand wash, you can't be throwing them in the dishwasher or anything like that, but I am very happy to take care of good quality pots and pans and bakeware. But the 3rd test is the taste test. This is the one I'm most excited about. Let's give these a go. Apart from the fact that I'm a messy eater, these are delicious. Okay, let's try one of the muffins. Now they are a little bit small, but that is user error. So I used all 12 trays in the muffin tin. I checked the pack afterwards and it said that it makes 9. So I'll just spread them out a little too thin, but here we go. Oh, so light, so fluffy. I did not have high hopes for these because these are gluten-free. They're like keto, paleo, no added sugar, but they're actually yum. Okay, let's check this out. I started by putting back the things that were most important, so the things that I wanted easy and regular access to, and then storing things upright is a great way to maximize space. Plus, don't be afraid to play around with different setups. You know, I moved things around a few times before I felt that it all just kind of clicked. And now please enjoy these very satisfying before and afters. So yeah, job well done, I would say. Go get your Caraway stuff and discount code in the description, and in the meantime, I'll just be here eating all of my baked goods. Actually, I won't be able to eat all of these myself, so the neighbours and my husband are about to love me. Show yourself and your neighbours a little love with some home-baked goods, and until next time, Gurav Míle Maith. Agus feiceann mé sibh sin nua. Slán. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.